Hello. This video is going to be a bit different from what I normally do. Typically, I'm writing music, creating something new, and doing a little bit of talking, but today, no instruments will be played, at least in this video. I already practiced a bit earlier. So I want to be more consistent with uploading, and the making music videos that I normally make take a little bit longer than something like this. So if I could do more of these where it's low pressure and just talk about music or music adjacent things, then I think that will help me be more consistent with an upload schedule. Plus, I've been finding myself watching more videos like this recently, so I thought I'd at least give it a try. I also have always wanted to be a gameplay commentator, so enjoy this Fortnite footage. I typically stick to just playing Festival, but recently got into playing Battle Royale, so I'm not the greatest, but it's still probably more interesting than just watching me talk in my room. Also, I apologize if you hear anything in the background. My dogs are here and they're kind of loud, so... Okay, so what's been on my mind lately is this feeling that I've had a lot. This feeling of feeling like a fake musician. So what do I mean by that? Well, in my video where I talked about experiencing trying to sit down again and really just practice a song, I touched on the idea of being hesitant to play or practice because of all the comparison and the pressures that come from social media. I've been going through it, and I know that there has to be a lot of other people that go through it in music, but also in life in general. This inevitable comparison while scrolling has led to the mindset that I've had where I don't feel like a real musician. Now, I've been to college, I've got a couple music degrees, but I'm not doing music full time. I work a regular job, and unfortunately, at this point in my life, I'm not at a point where I can financially be sustained on music or anything solely pertaining to music. Now, there was a period of about a year where I was able to meaningfully contribute financially to sustaining my wife and I. But since we moved across the country and I didn't really have any connections out here, I've been unable to do that for like 2 years or something. I lived in basically the same general area my whole life before moving across the country in 2024. So I had like 20 years of connections in music in my home area. I had been working at a lesson studio long enough as well to have a pretty consistently full schedule of students to teach. So now I'm out here in a whole new state with little to no connections. I was lucky enough to have a friend invite me to a church where I can play regularly and do more with music outside of my room. But that's the thing. Most of the music that I'm doing nowadays is only in this one room. And as someone who grew up performing and making music with other people, it's left me with this feeling that I'm not really doing music. All the things that I've associated with music have had some type of social aspect to them. Band rehearsals, playing shows, even recording in a studio with other people. It all felt way more legitimized by being around others. Nowadays, my music making kind of looks like this. I sit down on my computer, open up my DAW, and work on original music without saying a word to anybody. Sometimes I might ask my wife for input or something, but for the most part, I come up with everything independently. Then, after the music is done, ready to release, I upload it on streaming services and then have to make content for social media, which, again, most of the promotion I've been doing for my music on TikTok and YouTube has all been by myself. It can be and does feel pretty isolating, but at the same time, in the past couple of months, I've had the most views and listens on my stuff than ever. People that I don't know are commenting on all platforms and liking and sharing, and it's really cool to see it all grow, but why do I still have this same feeling? I look around and see what other people are doing, putting out music, playing shows, getting these opportunities out in the real world, and I'm just here in my spare room. And I look at some of the things that people are putting out, and I think to myself, this sounds like something I could have done, or I could totally do what they're doing. And even though I feel like what I see others putting out is on the same skill level or whatever of my music ability, I still feel like what they're doing is more legit than what I'm doing. And as I've thought about this more, I've tried to think about why does it feel like that? Well, a lot of the times the people I see putting out other stuff feels legitimized by their production value. Maybe they're working with an entire production crew who knows about lighting and cameras and stage production, but I'm here just angling my lamp for lighting, filming with a DSLR that I'm still not really sure how to use properly. But the music being written that's being promoted feels like it's on the same level, but theirs feels real and professional because it's bundled together with this nice production package. Maybe it's the recognition I see them getting. You know, my stuff still has a relatively small reach, which is primarily digital at this point, and seeing others play in front of physical crowds actually allows you to see the people enjoying the art that they're making. Since I moved, no one I know here really knows anything about the music I make. And that might be a bit of my fault, but it affects how real this all feels. The digital interactions mean something, of course. I'm super thankful for the online response that I have gotten, but there's something about the response in real life with a real person in front of you that just feels different. Something as big as a crowd of people cheering after a performance, or even just a friend telling you in person, hey man, that song you released is pretty cool. Like, that goes a long way, and right now I'm not really getting that. Many of these people that I'm comparing myself to are also probably getting paid to create whatever it is they're creating. And maybe that's the biggest thing. I'm not getting paid to do anything pertaining to my original music right now. Okay, technically that's a lie. I think I've made like $10 on streaming so far in total, but overall, not really contributing much to my income. And I've thought about trying to make some connections around here to feel more like a real musician, but as I've thought about it, it's not what I want to spend my time doing. Yeah, I could get paid playing in a cover band, or if I focus all my energy outside of work on finding other artists that need musicians, I could find a connection there, play shows with an artist, but like, I want to be the one writing music. And I feel like if I tried to do these other things, my writing and this way that I really like to engage with music would suffer. And maybe it could lead to other opportunities that could lead to having more time or space to do original stuff. But right now, time feels really precious, and I just want to utilize it all in a way that feels worth it. I know that I've chosen to do this thing with my life that's really, really difficult when it comes to finding success. And maybe one of the biggest hurdles is this mental one. I feel like all these reasons I've listed out for why I feel this way point towards validation in one way or another. Someone could write a song of similar quality to mine and just have more likes on socials. And I feel way worse about what it is that I'm doing because the likes aren't there. Or I could see someone else who has the same amount of likes or comments or whatever, but whatever it is they post was an event or experience validated by others in the moment. As opposed to me who's creating everything alone in my room, not really sharing it with anyone else. The digital validation is the same, but the real world engagement just weighs heavier. So since I'm putting stuff out there that's not getting a ton of interaction, not making me a substantial amount of money, and not getting me real world engagement, what I'm doing feels invalid and doesn't feel like real music. And that sucks, right? Like if someone came to me with this feeling and expressed it the way that I've been doing, I would tell them, no, your art is still valid. You don't need all this outside validation from everyone to still create art that matters. But I've been stuck with this feeling in the back of my mind, and I know others have to feel like this. I don't think I'm one to give a lot of advice on this topic because, as you can tell, I'm still very much struggling with this whole thing. I also haven't had some huge amount of success to prove that the way that I work through it is a good and successful way to do so. But I think I can try because I want to end the video with some type of hopeful thinking. So if you do feel like this, what would my advice be? Well, I've made it pretty clear that I still feel like this. I haven't overcome it, but I've continued to do what it is that I'm doing in spite of it. Like I said, it's a mental battle, and you have to recommit every day to still doing it. For me, it's the daily cycle of making something, maybe posting it, and then scrolling for a bit after, only to see someone else do what you're doing, but better, and then feel really bad about what it is that you just made. So then you have a choice to just quit or try again the next day, working through that feeling. On Instagram, I've had to mute certain people that I'm following because just seeing certain people's posts online wasn't healthy for me. Every time I would see it, it would just make me feel worse because of the comparison. Limiting the endless scrolling that I know we all do can definitely help. Getting outside the bubble, doing something like playing video games can really help. Giving yourself space for making art so that when you do come back to it, you just want to make something without worrying about what kind of validation you're going to get from it. I don't think that I'll ever truly overcome this thought process. I have a feeling that this type of imposter syndrome might just follow me through my whole life, but I feel like recognizing it and realizing its triggers can help work in spite of it. I hope that you found some enjoyment listening to me talk and watching my mid gameplay. Like I said at the beginning, I'm trying to upload on here more consistently, so subscribe if you want to see more. Typically, I write music or do something along those lines, so that's what you can expect, and maybe some more videos like this one. Leave a like and comment any thoughts you might have about this topic or any other topics you might want to hear talked about. Also, I'd appreciate it if you check out my original music, Sunday Sky, on all streaming platforms. There's also links in the description. Follow on TikTok and Instagram. Thanks for watching, and I think that's all. Bye.